Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Indy, and today we're going to review Salt and Sacrifice. Salt and Sacrifice, the follow-up to Salt and Sanctuary, is a Souls-like game with a Metroidvania-style map, without the actual map. Create your awesome little character and then be forced into mage hunting after you get your butt kicked at the opening of the game. You become an inquisitor tasked with hunting down powerful mages and devouring their hearts. In order to hunt said mages, though, you will need to track down a clue. Once discovered, then you will be able to begin the hunt or come back to it later if you desire. You can abandon a hunt if it appears the mage is overpowered at the time. This, in a nutshell, is the game. Each area has a set amount of mages you must kill to move to the next area. This here is a problem, however, because there is no map. Not only do the mages allow you to gain access to new areas, they also drop items you will need to craft certain armor and weapon sets. Tracking them down over and over again is tedious as hell and a frustrating part of the game. Now, perhaps a map would help here? Especially seeing how if you die, you lose your salts and you have to backtrack to pick it up. Die again, and guess what? It's gone forever. This wouldn't be so bad if you had a map to find it again. And, too, if you didn't die in such a tough area, because that's usually the case whenever you die. The leveling up in this game isn't all that great either. Obviously, leveling helps you boost your attributes, but the skill tree is where it's at. You'll need to level up a lot in order to unlock all the goodies in the skill tree. And you will need it because you won't be able to carry that kick-ass sword or sweet armor set without unlocking those skills first. I focused my first path on unlocking stamina because my god is it ridiculous how fast your stamina drains. This sucks because dodging is very risky, especially if you're coming off a combo of light and then heavy attacks. Once your stamina is drained, it's very easy to get trapped into a barrage of hits from an enemy, and then guess what? It's game over. I absolutely loathe the stamina in this game. What I did like though was the crafting. You can scavenge materials to craft items such as healing potions or weapons and gear. But the cool thing is you can also upgrade them as well. So choose what you want to equip wisely. Speaking of equipped, you can pick up amulets, rings, and a necklace that will help boost your attributes as well. Make sure to check your inventory often because at some point I picked up like 5 different items and didn't know I was carrying them around. You can also purchase some items and such once you discover the NPCs, that unlock that stuff. And they'll come back to your sort of safe area where you pretty much do all your gearing up. You travel from this area through a portal to like whatever biome you are currently hunting at, but don't expect to be able to pick up where you left off. That's a big nope because it's always right back at the beginning, even though there are save points like scattered throughout the area. Again, a map would have been great. To be honest, there isn't much left for me to say about Salt and Sacrifice. It's a loop of hunting down mages and trying to navigate through a Metroidvania world. The biggest bright spot for me was the co-op. That is when I actually started having fun with this game. Now, if you start without a friend and you level up a lot and then add a friend later, just know it's basically like starting all over again. That was quite annoying, especially when trying to review a game. I had fun though. The interactions with each other is funny, and it leads to some pretty great laughable moments. You can also invade someone else, which I never got to work, or you have someone invade you. I don't really care for that sort of stuff, but the co-op part saved the overall experience of the game for me. Everything else was a loop of the same thing that eventually led me to get quite bored. The game looks great and everything, that it plays pretty well. It can be a little clunky at times, but in most of the other areas, as far as keeping you entertained, it kind of falls short. Salt and Sacrifice is a decent game, with some areas falling too flat. The combat is meh, and the lack of a map is baffling. The game is tough enough, it doesn't need more things to hinder you. The crafting was just okay, and discovering a new area for the first time felt a tad rewarding. However, there isn't much incentive to keep going. It's the same thing over and over again. The co-op, no lie, it saved the game for me, and perhaps it will for you as well. I feel as if some will thoroughly enjoy this game. It's challenging, the world is beautifully crafted, the giant mages can be daunting. You will run into all sorts of different enemies and boss fights, which, by the way, those boss fights just so happen to pop up at some random moments. But overall for me, the game was just mediocre. It was ambitious with all the crafting and leveling up and skill tree and stuff, but at the end of the day, still just kind of mediocre. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, Indian, brah.